Hello everyone, welcome to WelcomeTech channel. So today we are having Kanishk Kumar. He has been living in the UK for 11 years and he
Yes, I
got a global talent visa 3 years ago. So today we are going to know everything about him getting a global talent visa. So the first question that I have is why did you decide to move to another country, right, for the first time? And why did you choose to apply for the global talent visa? Like we know that you have switched from one visa in the UK to
yeah,
the global. Give us a brief.
sure. So, well, I've never decided to move to another country, to be honest. It just happened, in the course of my career. So, I was working for a company called Tata Consultancy Services (TCS), and they had this assignment in the UK for a couple of months, for which I was sent in the UK to the UK to work for that as an assignment for a short duration. And I got a tier two ICT, intercompany transfer visa at that time for 2 years. But I was supposed to only work for a couple of months and get a job done and go back to India. So where I started, where I was based basically. But the assignment just got extended and extended to 2 years and then 3 years and then 5 years. And then when it extended to 5 years, then I said, oh, I've been living in this country for so long. I think I should be going for a citizenship or something, or just settle down here because I like this country, I like the culture here, I like the work here. Everything is perfect for me, and then there's no reason for going back to my home country because everything is sort of settled here. So that's when I started researching about how do I get the citizenship, because with my visa at that time, tier 2 ICT. So then I switched to the tier 2 general visa through by getting a sponsorship from a company. So another company hired me, so I switched to that company and they provided me the tier 2 general visa. But with that, I have to stick with that company for 5 years, and that was too much of commitment from my side. And irrespective of I'm liking the work or not, I have to stick for the company for 5 years to get the citizenship. So then I started researching more about, okay, what's the next step? How do I get the citizenship quickly? What's the easier way to get it? So there wasn't an easy way to get it. So, but there was the only option for me was this tier one visa, tier one global talent visa. So when I researched more about it, and then I found out, oh yeah, this could be the right thing for me because I do meet the criteria, I do have the skills for which are required, and that's when I decided to go for it. Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, like, what was your background for the global talent visa? So we know that already. And something that I think is more important, like, do you remember what evidence of your talent have you provided? Like, what did you speak about in your application?
So my background is the mobile development architect. I'm currently as a mobile developer architect. But yeah, so when I started my job or career, I started with the iOS developer role, and then I continued on that journey and grew my skills further. Worked for a company on a lot of new innovative stuffs, and also that was my background. So I basically qualified under the new digital technology section under the technician category. So that's where that was my background against which I applied. And so I had to just talk about my achievements, the innovative work which I have done, which had proven uh, how that helped not only me to grow my career, but the company and the overall technology landscape as a whole in the UK and abroad, and across the world. So, like the mobile development was quite niche and still niche technology. So, what sort of innovative work I have done using machine learning, artificial intelligence, and the apps which I have developed, what uh, things I have done, or the things I've achieved, in getting that done to impact, to have a positive impact on everything. So that was the sort of the soul of the all the application of all the documents, all the things which were required, and all my application documents were based around that. What I have done, how does it impact uh, the overall technology landscape?
Basically, it's still the same, like it was like this 3 years ago, and now it's kind of the same, like the
Yeah.
same process rate of obtaining the visa. And what city do you live in now? And why do you like the city you live in?
Right. So I live in a city called Ipswich. So
Mhm.
it's near to London. It's a 1.5 journey, a train journey from London. So it's not too far from the central of the UK, hub of the UK, as I call. So I decided to just be in the eastern part of the England, which is Ipswich,
Mhm.
because there's a lot of opportunity. Because this side of the UK, I think, it has got a lot of potential in terms of the technology, where I can, basically put my contribution into and developing those stuff. And there's a lot of community in my city as well, tech communities, where I do participate in, and I gain and I also contribute, the knowledge and transfer my knowledge which I have gained through the years, and also gain a lot of knowledge. So community tech community is one of them. Then the east part of England is still under in development, and there's a lot of scope for development and technology. That's second, and third is because I was just settled here. I came to the UK. This was my first city, so I got settled here. So I just continued my journey from there on. So
Yeah,
yeah,
no, that was the first city that you've gone to when you moved to the UK, and you still are
yeah,
here.
I'm still here for 11 years. I'm the same place. Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, well, I think it's quite interesting that cities that are near to London, they're quite productive at this
Yeah.
point of view. Yeah, so it
Yes.
makes sense. And for you in this city, like near to London, do you feel that there are like career opportunities for you? Like, did something change for you when you moved to the UK and you maybe started having better job offers, or it didn't change?
It definitely changed a lot after COVID, when
Mm.
everything sort of moved into work from home scenario. So a lot of companies are offering remote working opportunities, which sort of opened a lot of horizons, and you get a lot of job offers now,
Mhm.
in that respect. But since when I moved to the UK, there was just one company here, like a tech company here at that point of time, where we could get a job, and that was just British Telecom. So British Telecom headquarter, or the research headquarter, is in the Ipswich, is in this city. So that's where I got my first job. But from there on, things have changed. A lot of new tech companies, because they could not get the location, they could not set up their company in London because it was too expensive or not sustainable that much, or they didn't have space, so
Mhm.
they moved to this further down, further down from London, which is Ipswich. So a lot of new companies have started growing up or setting up in this place. So now there are a lot of companies from where we could get job offers from, not in only my area, which is the mobile development, but other areas too. So a lot of new opportunities have opened up recently, and in terms of this whole remote working scenario, you could just work for any company based out of any part of the world really now, isn't it?
Wow, this
So
is
yeah.
very impressive. Yeah, I agree. So many people that I know who live in the UK and the global talent visa, they usually do not work for UK-based country companies. They sometimes work for like
Yeah.
even their old companies. This is
Yeah.
possible. Yeah. So could you please like highlight the pros and cons of life in the UK comparing to maybe India? Like what maybe surprised you in the UK? What you liked more back to India and what you like more here? So maybe kind of a
Hmm.
like this kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a very interesting question. In terms of the my career, and my job here, obviously I do like UK very much, because I've got a lot of job opportunities in my area. They pay good, so you get a good compensation. You get good working culture is good. You're not working, like 24/7 sort of a schedule, which I was working in India. Not to discount that things are changing now in India as well. But when I started my career, things weren't that flexible. And when I was new, and I was logging hours and hours of work, so I didn't have any much of a personal and work life balance as such. So I could gain that work life balance here. I could focus a
Mhm.
lot on myself and my personal things, my family, my personal development, and I also do the job equally well. So that went good for me. So that's one thing I like. And which I don't like, or maybe is a sort of a negative side of it, is obviously my family is still based in India. So I do miss them, and they're not around here. So I have to travel a lot to see them. That's one thing. And the biggest thing is the food. Yeah, I'm a foodie guy, so the food back in India is amazing, and we don't get all of that good stuff here. So yeah, that's what pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, I see. Then the difference is quite big. So the food in India was much better than here in the UK. Many people actually they noticed that. They know they noticed that. It's
It's a
surprising.
personal choice. Yeah.
Okay, okay, I see. Thank you very much for the interview. So Kanishk, I was like happy having you today. Yeah, and goodbye.